What is up, guys? It's Bankrupt Dope, back again with another video, and today we are back on Black Clover Mobile, and we got a lot to talk about. Before we hop into anything today, I hope you're having a good day today, and if you're not having a good day, I hope your day gets better. You already know the drill. Now, today we're going to be talking about the new season units. What season are we on? 4, 3? 4, 3? Are these 3 or 4 units? I'll figure it out when I upload. But you know, this upcoming season units, should you summon for them? I'm talking about the Charlotte, the Fuegoleon, and the Jack the Ripper. And we're gonna go over, should you summon? Should you skip? Should you just use your key and call it a day? What should you do? Now, let's go ahead and take it over to the website real quick. Alright, before we get into actual characters, we go ahead and do a shameless shout out to this guy over here, Dragon the Vagabond. I've been enjoying this guy's videos. I've been watching them, and I just want to say, y'all should sub. I don't know if you watch this video, but if you watch me and you enjoy my content, I would say go ahead and subscribe to this guy. Get this, if you can, get him to 500. I know not that many people watch this video, but if a lot of people are, and you're looking for somebody who drops good variety gacha content, Dragon the Vagabond is a great choice. So I suggest him. So if you're looking for more content creators to watch and you want to support a small content creator, and he's going pretty fast in my opinion, he'll definitely surpass me any day now, like easily. Go sub to this guy because he makes good, concise videos. He got guides, goes over games in detail. Like if you just look, like got worth it. You can see raid shop best items, covers reverse 1999. They have a good, concise video on Devil May Cry. Go ahead and sub to this guy if y'all need somebody else to watch. Just do it anyway. Even if you ain't gonna watch, go sub to this guy. He got some good content. Now let's actually get into these new characters. All right, here we are on the Black Clover and Rise of the Wizard King. We are here on their Twitter page. Now, unfortunately, for some odd reason, they don't have the skill pages on here, and I don't really like to use other people's stuff, so I don't know what the skill pages are, and I would just pull up a video like with Giku or whoever and just listen to what they do. But at the end of the day, you're probably not going to summon on these banners for the skill page, even if they're good. You're not summoning on the banners for the skill page because most people are skipping, so we'll just have to go without them for now. We're going to go what's on this page right here. So starting off with Charlotte, she is a blue supporter. I know y'all have seen everybody talking about the revival of the blue team, so keep that in mind. The question is, should you summon? I'm gonna break it down for you. So Charlotte has grants a counter attack to the ally with the highest all attack for 1 turn. That is her skill 1. So just the standard attack, she would then grant a counter to whoever has the highest attack, which is actually not bad in my opinion. I like counters. I feel like there's a way you can build counter that's very cool, especially like, for example, with the luck that came out recently. A lot of people are just like, oh, he's whatever. But I think you can make an insane counter team if you want to. If you can get this from Revive, if you can get like Yami at max, Noelle, and like Julius. The thing is, you don't have shields, so you don't have a speed on that team, but like, I just feel like them counters hit hard. Getting hit by counters in PvP hurt if you don't have shields. So I don't know. I feel like counters can be good if I really sit there and cook with it. One day when I get up there, I'll cook a great counter team, and it's gonna go crazy. So just get ready for that. So yeah, counter attack to your person with the highest all attack that includes attack and magic attack. So okay, pretty decent. And then skill 2 grants all allies a 40% increase all attack buff for 2 turns. That is actually very decent. I'm not sure how many other characters in the game do that. All attack buff for all your allies. I don't think anybody else does that. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure if anybody else does that in this game right now. All right, I went and checked just to confirm. No one else gives an all attack buff, especially a 40% to all allies. That's all attack. The only thing the closer you're getting to that is Sally's 50% all attack, but that's on her ult. So yeah, that's a very worth it skill to have because currently no one else on global can do that. So I think that's a very decent ability to have. Lastly, we have the special skill grants all allies a 60% chance to counterattack for one turn. Which, once again, this is very decent, but it's the fact that it's a chance. So either this is really awesome sometimes, or it's gonna really suck. I like the ability to have it, but it's just one turn. And depending on what content you're doing, you might not see this. Like PvP, depending on the team that you're facing, you might not see this, or you might see it. It really just depends on how you have your team built. If your team's getting one-shotted or you're doing the one-shotty, in PvP, you may not ever see this. PvE, this can be very useful because when you're playing, fighting against a whole bunch of just a mob enemies, and you have characters, if you have your whole team counterattacking and they're surviving, this can be very useful. I found more often than not that counterattacking in PvE can be very useful, especially like, for example, that stage 80 where you have to fight Raya. Counterattacking is so useful for just chunking that guy down. If there are other enemies that aren't nearly as scaled as high as he is, but they're still difficult, and you have your whole team counterattacking with Noel, Julius. Like if you have Noel and Julius always counterattacking for the most part, well, it wouldn't be always, because you know, you get the point. Them counterattacking one enemy or multiple enemies is very useful for clearing out trash mobs and just bosses. So I like counterattacking. I think it's very cool. So yeah, that's Charlotte. Don't know what her passive, LR passive is. Don't know what her dupe 2 is. I don't know what the skill page is. But in general, I think she's a good unit. I'm not really necessarily thinking of her for like the blue medics. Every time about the blue medics, so I'm assuming her LR +2 or whatever does buff blue, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what it does. But at the end of the day, if you're like, I don't know what you need a pure blue team for currently outside of maybe new events that are coming out, which is very possible. But for PvP, you don't need a blue team. If you take a full blue team in the PvP, you're probably losing. Especially me. I have the blue teams are easy to beat. Even with this Charlotte being there, it doesn't matter because I will go before them every time, you know? So like, it doesn't matter to add this. Now, if you're going against someone, sure. But like for me personally, I have no need for her to be on my team because it will make the team worse. Because I just one-shot anyway, for the most part. The only people I'm not one-shotting, people that are max invested, max dude. Those are the only people that aren't getting one-shotted. But other than that, most people are getting one-shotted by my team anyway. So me personally, I don't need it. If you find yourself already one-shotting with the team that you have, you probably don't need her for PvP. PvE, yes, great, thumbs up. I think she's very cool, but you could probably use your key for her, just to throw it out there. So chances are you're using your key to grab her, and that's about it. Let's keep going. Jack, we got Jack here, green attacker. Is his other card? No, he's a blue attacker. His other one is blue attacker. So his first attack inflicts bleed on the enemy, dealing continuous damage for 2 turns. Cool. Attacking an enemy who is taking continuous bleed damage, there's 50% chance to inflict a stun status ailment for 1 turn. That's actually very decent. Skill 1 stun is very decent. Now, I'm not sure if you have to attack, do the bleed, and then go into it. But if you can just do skill 1 and it's like essentially a 50% stun, like if these things activate one after other, that is really good. But if it's like they have to already have bleed and then you attack and then it can stun, which is probably what it is because that's how Yami's is, then it's a little bit but still good. Because, you know, it's still a free stun or a possible stun if they are bleeding. But then again, it's still 50-50. You gotta take that in chance. So you might win it, you might not. Skill 2. Applies miscalculation itself 1 time, granting an increased penetration level 2 and an increased accuracy level 2. Penetration accuracy are things that help you negate a certain amount of defense and critical defense. If I'm not mistaken, accuracy is for the critical defense, so it hits harder, and penetration is for regular defense? Let me check. So for anyone that's curious, if you go into the actual game and you click the little button up here, you will then get a list of everything, and you can go down here, you click stats, and you can figure out what all the abilities do. So if we go down to penetration, when you attack, a certain portion of the target's defense is ignored when the damage is dealt on the character's spin stat. So penetration, you're going through their penetration stat. And then you have accuracy. The target's damage reduction activation rate is reduced based on the stat. So there you go. You ever wonder what all this stuff means? You go there, you can find this, you can look at this, and it'll tell you what it does. So he's increasing the damage reduction activation rate, and it's reduced based on your character's accuracy, and then penetration. So you're ignoring defense with that, with a higher pen status. So that's what he does on those. And then miscalculation. Don't know what that does right now, because for some reason they released this character and did not tell us what that meant. So stack up your miscalculations and sum up your attacks for massive damage. So I guess it's simply probably just a damage buff, the truth be told. It'd been great if they actually just told us what that was. I don't know why they're waiting so long to give us full details on the actual page, but you know, it is what it is. You can just go find it somewhere else if you really want to. Then you have the ult, increases an extra attack, inflicts an extra attack on a random enemy for each instant miscalculation. The damage equals 80% of attack and magic attack, and inflicts a stun status animal on designated target for 1 turn. That actually sounds very, very good. Very good. But if you notice something here, bleed is only on the first attack. So you either have to have somebody else set up bleed, Yami, and then attack with skill 1, or you're gonna have to physically put 1-1, skill 1 if you're trying to stun with skill 1. Okay? Which is probably what it's gonna be. As for this ult, it seems very decent. I'm not sure how many times how this miscalculation is gonna stack and how you can stack it, because obviously this, the waves reset with each one, but it seems like you could do a lot of big boom damage, because the point is you're stacking the miscalculation and you're doing a whole bunch of extra attacks, and then you can level up that skill. So this 80% probably goes up pretty high. So probably like a lot of good damage. Sounds like he wants to be a nuker. So cool if you're doing that. If you're not nuking and you don't need any more DPSs, if you don't need a green DPS, then you can probably just skip this guy. Truth be told. I think nuking is very boring, so you won't see much nuking over here on my side. Last we have Fagolion. He's a fire attacker, or red attacker. And then here you have inflict burn on an enemy, dealing continuous damage for 2 turns. Decent. Inflicts burn on an enemy, dealing skill 2. Inflicts burn on an enemy, so 1 person, dealing continuous damage for 2 turns. So another burn. Then attack after removing a barrier if they are taking continuous burn damage. So they have to, if this is just like Jet, they have to already be on fire. And then once they are on fire, you can then remove the barrier with skill 2. So you got to skill 1, skill 2. So hopefully you live long enough to do that. Then over here, based on the instance of continuous burn damage an enemy is afflicted with, so if they have a whole bunch of attacks for burn damage, attacks after inflicting increased damage taken, debuff on self. That is weirdly written. Based on the instance of continuous burn damage an enemy is afflicted with, attacks after inflicting an increased damage taken, debuff on self. Does that mean on enemy? Question mark? Why would you increase your damage taken debuff? Why would you put that on yourself based on how many burns somebody else is taking? I don't know if that's a mistypo or what. Maybe that is exactly what that means. Maybe you just put a debuff on yourself. Don't know, understand that. Removes burn from an enemy. Huh? Why would you remove the burn from the enemy? Then attacks after removing enemy's barrier. So just removes barrier. So he is a barrier removing unit. Yeah, this is that. He's a barrier removing unit. Seems like he wants to do a lot of damage, I'm assuming. I don't understand the removes burn from enemy. They're just supposed to be like just to make him balance, I guess, maybe? Or is it to stop this from cooking you? Because why would you want to debuff yourself? That's a strange one. Can't say I understand it. I don't think I want to do that. But yeah, those are the characters. Now, obviously, like I said, there are far better translations already up. That people already use these characters. You know, you got Giku, you got Shiny, you got Antho, all of them. Chances are you've already seen those videos. They got it there for you. They got the full, clear details with their cards. Go over there if you need to figure the rest of that out. But long story short, even though it's long, I'm gonna go ahead in here and say that Charlotte's probably the best one to pick up on your account because she does something that no one else does right now. The only problem with picking her up now is that there will be another Charlotte that is coming out soon. But the thing is, you're going to getting her with the key. So I personally, I say do not summon on this banner for Charlotte specifically, because you're going to end up replacing her anyway. Because you can only use one type of character. Now, for different situations, you use them for different situations. Wow. Granted, you can use Charlotte for two different situations. But if you're on a PvP mind track, you can have fun with her for now, but she will be getting replaced by the other Charlotte that is eventually coming out. So just keep that in mind if you are doing it for PvP purposes. If you're doing PvE purposes, then grab her. Obviously, like I said, I think you should be using your key rather than your stones. Because I just feel like the other two characters, I just feel like Jack and Fuegoleon aren't really coming with enough heat to be summoned for it. But if you, for some reason, lack green attackers, you have no green attackers, you need a green attacker, then maybe, yes, go ahead and grab Jack. If you, for some reason, need somebody to remove barriers that bad, then I guess grab Fuegoleon, but I don't see a reason to why you are in urgent need of either one of them. So you don't need them, so you don't need something for them. Which leaves, like I said, it leaves Charlotte. She's probably just the best one to get because she's doing them that no one else can do in terms of all allies increased attack by 40%. It's just such a very decent ability. And she can be used in PvP and PvE. More PvE, in my opinion, because your PvP is a speed fest. If you need to be fast, so I feel like it's not worth sacrificing the speed slot depending on how you have your team set up. So grab Charlotte with the key and just keep saving. That's really all. I think that's the best thing you can do, in my opinion. But if you think of something else, if you think you need to summon and grab all of them, go for it. At the end of the day, you do what makes you happy. If you want to summon, if you want to do 100, we'll do 100. If you want to do 200, do 200. If you want to do just want to see what happens, do one to see what happens. I'll do one to see what happens whenever the banner drops. But I wouldn't really suggest going all in because two of the other characters I feel like you're not going to use long term, and one of them is getting replaced straight up by another version. Especially if you're into PvP. So one of these this Charlotte will get replaced by the other one for PvP. People end up using the other Charlotte for PvP. So keep that in mind. That's really all I gotta say. At the end of the day, summoning is up to you. Exercise caution, do your research. I know you saw my video, but go ahead and watch other people's videos. Figure out what their LR+2 stuff is. Figure out, like I said, the dupe, which is the +2, and what their LR abilities are. Figure out what their skill page does, and then make your decision. After having all those things said, make a decision. And yeah, but I'm sure most people are skipping. Like, let's be honest. Most people are skipping these banners, and you're just going to use your key on Charlotte. That's really all I got. I just want to talk about it in depth. Don't forget, go follow, go subscribe. Dragon the Vagabond, he got great content over there. Really enjoy that guy's videos. Go ahead and head over there. Let him know I sent you. If you end up making this far, let him know I sent you. And that's really all I got for you. So, comment something down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.